Question number 4, Stuart Smith.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Transport, what announcements has he made recently regarding the government's commitment to reinstate key transport links following the Kaikoura earthquake?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Simon Bridges.
Mr Speaker, the government is committed to restoring the pre-earthquake transport links to Kaikoura and its surrounding communities. To make sure this work continues at pace, last week I announced that Budget 2017 will provide up to $812 million to reinstate State Highway 1 between Picton and Christchurch. The Transport Agency is also considering additional improvements to this stretch of highway, which could see a further investment of up to $240 million from the National Land Transport Fund. Mr Speaker, confirmation of funding through Budget 17 ensures that every effort continues to be made to ensure we have this critical stretch of state highway reopened before the end of the year.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Stuart Smith.
What other announcements as part of Budget 2017 has he made regarding the government's commitment to reinstate key transport links following the Kaikoura earthquake?
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Simon Bridges.
Last week I was also pleased to announce part of Budget 17 that will also make funding available for KiwiRail to continue reinstatement work to its line while its insurance claim is finalised. More than $45 million of work has already been completed since last November's earthquake, including clearing slips and obstructions, undertaking geotechnical assessments and reinstating rail track. Mr Speaker, the total cost of reinstating the road and rail corridors is now estimated to be between $1.1 and $1.3 billion, which reflects the damage and destruction of this scale. The government continues to stand with those affected by the November earthquake, and funding in Budget 17 demonstrates our very real commitment to getting these communities moving again.
Supplementary question, Marama.
When can we expect an announcement from the Minister to reinstate the rail line between Gisborne and Wairoa with KiwiRail?
That's a fair way from the original question with regards to the Kaikoura earthquake. I don't think I can allow that. Question number 5, Jacinda Ardern.